When you're going through a divorce, there are some major red flags that may pop up that you need to pay attention to immediately. A red flag that you need to pay attention to is if your spouse's attorney contacts you directly, but you are represented. That is not allowed and it is unethical, and you need to tell your attorney immediately. Another red flag is if your spouse suddenly turns from being aggressive and wanting a divorce to being sweet and asking to reconcile with you. This is usually a sign that they are trying to manipulate you or get some outcome from the divorce. Another red flag is if you find yourself suffering emotionally and mentally. If you are experiencing lack of sleep and you find that you can't eat, you really need to seek professional help, because you have to put on your own oxygen mask before you can put on anybody else's. Another red flag in divorce is if you notice that your kids come back from visiting the other parent saying mean things about you or making accusations about you or your family for things that have never happened. That can be a sign that they are being coached or manipulated by your spouse or your spouse's family, and poisoned against you. Another red flag in divorce is if you get your kids back and they appear to be neglected. Sometimes they may smell like smoke. It's clear they haven't bathed. They are wearing tattered clothing. You need to document that immediately, because those children should not be with that parent. Another red flag in divorce is if you start getting calls from the school that when the other parent has the children are either late or not coming to school at all, and therefore their performance is greatly affected. That's something that your attorney needs to address immediately. Another red flag in divorce is if you see large amounts of money moving in and out of accounts. That is not typically happening, because if somebody has the right to take money out of an account, they can take all of it and you may never see it again. If you notice that funds from a joint account have been withdrawn, you need to bring that to your attorney's attention right away. Another red flag in divorce is when one spouse, who typically is in control somewhat of the amount of income they earn, suddenly stops taking overtime or defers bonuses, or you notice they're working far less. That's typically done to show a lower amount of income and try to come up with a lower amount of child support that they would have to pay in the end, and you need to point that out right away. Obviously, every divorce is different and has its own issues. There can be any number of red flags that pop up. We can help you recognize those. You need to contact us at Empowered Family Law as soon as you have any questions.